Hi guys, same day, different video. Okay, this is still not a pregnancy update. Don't stop following, but I have something to get off of my chest, and this is really a rant. Um, I'll just say this on the video, but it's really not a pregnancy update. I am 19 weeks and 5 days. Okay, so some pretty disappointing and emotional things have happened with me as far as learning the learning the gender and my sharing the gender of our child. Um, I let me say um, never cared about the gender of the baby that I'm carrying. And that sounds pretty heartless, and I don't mean that I never cared, but I really didn't care. I'm excited about being with child, but it just never mattered what it is. It just doesn't matter to me, you know. And I think because um, with my first daughter, I had a hard time staying pregnant. I ended up on bed rest, and even being on bed rest, I still had her 2.5 weeks before um, my due date. Um, which, I mean, that's full term, but I'm just saying. I mean, I actually had to be with her with my first daughter. I actually had preterm labor twice. The second time I was hospitalized, and um, they sent me home, but only on anti-contraction medication. I lost my second pregnancy due to a genetic disorder. My third baby, when I was on the operating table, I found out that I had a uterine rupture and that they recommended me to never have any children again. They also said at my last post-op visit after the surgery or after the baby that I should get a permanent birth control procedure called Eshore, which obviously I never did it. Okay, so a year later, I went and I talked to my doctors about my interest in or my desire to have another baby. So from that point, they sent me, reminded me of what happened in surgery, and then sent me to a high-risk doctor for a consultation, perinatologist. So I saw two perinatologists, and I saw a fertility specialist who several years before I ever got pregnant, she removed 22 fibroids. So, I saw her too just for an opinion. So I saw 3 specialists and my own doctor. So there's 4 people here, and to be the person sitting in these appointments and knowing how passionate all of the specialists are about how high risk this is, and this can be fatal. It can be fatal to you. It can be fatal to your baby. You have to think about, you know, um, at this time I was not pregnant when I was seeing all these specialists. Um, you have to weigh out, this baby could get here and you may not be here, or you could go through all of this and it's a matter of, having to decide, save my wife or save the baby. These are all things you have to think about. So we decided, this is a lot. Let's not do this. Let's just wait. One person said, why don't you wait? If you really want to do this, why don't you wait until July of 16 when your baby turns 2? That way your body has been healing for 2 whole years. instead of one, at that point. So, that's what I tell my husband, let's just hold off. And as soon as the words came out of my mouth, shortly thereafter, I found out I was pregnant. So it's all, God's time and all God's plan. But, I say all that to say, to learn I'm pregnant, gender is not the first thing I think about. It's, my desire to meet this baby and my, prayer to be healthy and to carry this baby to term. Before I was pregnant, I don't know if that's still the plan. I'm sure it is. My last baby I had at 36 weeks. So each of my pregnancies are getting earlier and earlier. So they're thinking maybe 33, 34 weeks they're going to take this baby in the event to try to avoid another rupture. So I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something else, but at any rate, learning I'm pregnant, gender, it isn't or wasn't the first thing on my mind. So I did have some hesitation about sharing, and I just felt like to learn I'm pregnant is to bring about lots of questions, especially for people who know everything. And also to learn to inform my job that I'm pregnant, I know it brings about questions, and questions I may not have the answers to. How much longer are you going to work? How long are you going to be out? Are you even coming back? So, what are things my husband and I are talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pause this, and I sent my husband to the store. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Let me actually turn it off. Yes, I sent Mr. to the store, so unfortunately, if he texts me, I'll have to respond to his messages. So I, sharing that I'm pregnant brings about questions. And of course, I have 3 girls, one in heaven, but I have 3 girls. So to me, it's a given. Oh, I'm pregnant. It's another girl. Okay, all right. Well, I never cared. I just never cared what was happening. So, of course, I start. That's not what. So basically, the reason I'm upset is because I've been badgered about the gender of my child. Is that a harsh word? Badgered? That's the way I feel. And, to the point where it took my joy. It stole my thunder, because I had this idea of how I wanted to share, how I wanted to surprise, my idea of how it would all go down, and I was just badgered. Just tell me, I want to be the first. I won't tell anybody, and I'm sure you have your friend that when you and your husband, partner, significant other share your deepest thoughts to, and it's just between you, there may be one person that you may share with. I get that. But this truly was between my husband and I. That's it. My own mother didn't. She said she asked, I guess, but she said it's a boy, isn't it? And so we just said we didn't know. But okay, well, I guess I'm pregnant, obviously. but ultimately, what I'm getting at is she didn't care. Her first deal was, is my daughter going to be okay? That's my main concern. So, anywho, it's one thing to, I think probably it's common for when you tell somebody you're pregnant after they know, you have two girls and, your angel baby is a girl. They want to ask or know, oh, is it a boy this time? But, I understand people have good intentions, but, but it it's one thing to mention and it's one thing to be badgered. So, okay. I say that to say we had our gender reveal on Friday. We had a gender reveal on Friday. And oh my God, I wish I had a video to upload. It was so hilarious. So maybe I'll tell that story differently because this is just about how I'm feeling. So, okay, it's all said and done, and so we came up with something to do for the invited guests that were not in attendance. And unfortunately, oh gosh, I was so emotional that night. We had no family in attendance that night. No one from our family could make it. So that was sad. All of my family is out of town. So I just have, in-laws here in town. But unfortunately, none of them. Okay, I'm sorry. My husband doesn't know which. I put goldfish on the list, and I didn't realize there are so many different kinds. And I guess I do know that, but when you're used to going to the store yourself, you just grab and go. You really don't think to specify when you see someone. I mean, when you send someone. But at any rate, so we have something planned for, all the family that were not in attendance. So I get a text message that late that night from someone that wasn't at the dinner and congratulating me. I thought, is this psychology or did someone share? So I never responded, but I mean, I just think, number one, if it's psychology, that's one thing. But if someone shared, I've always operated under the idea that your news is your business to share. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm having to clarify everything that I put on the list. I'm sorry. So he threw me off. So okay, we've always operated on your news is your news to share. I mean, because it it's fun to share it yourself and experience, so and so's reaction about your news, and especially if you have like an idea or a plan on the way you want to share. So anyway, that was pretty disappointing. Um, so anywho, that's my emotional, and I'm probably just being pregnant and emotional about it. But I mean, the questioning happened for weeks, just from the time I shared. And I would always kind of laugh and, just, I guess, try to play it off. But it bothered me because honestly, that wasn't what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I know I was about 15 weeks when I started telling people I was pregnant. But, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I was really still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I was going to have another baby, that I was high risk. Just a few weeks ago, all of these specialists, I hate to say it like this, but um, just to paint a picture of, the way they talked to me in these consultations was, if you get pregnant, it's between your life and your baby's. So, you got somebody asking you about gender. Who cares? I just want to live. I just want to meet this baby, So, anyway, that's my emotional rant. Am I overreacting? It was my news. It was my news to share. No one else's. Just being a baby. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for your support. I am going to try to finish this up and do an actual pregnancy vlog update. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching, y'all. Be blessed, and thanks for putting up with my hormonal pregnancy rant. See you soon.